Wiltspun's hot weather in October was a killer. Still, the mornings and evenings were eased by the late autumn breeze. Serenity Hunt got up first thing in the morning to make breakfast for her sister's family of 3. She then grabbed her birth certificate and slipped away in the silence. "We're going Dutch from now on, and I'm talking about everything: the living expenses, the mortgage, and auto loans. Your sister should be splitting the costs since she's staying at our place. Sure, she pays $2,000 a month, but it doesn't stretch very far. She's basically mooching off us." Serenity overheard her brother-in-law's comment during the couple's argument last night. She had to move out of her sister's place. However, there was only one way to put her sister's mind to rest, and that was to get married. Since Serenity wanted to tie the knot on short notice without ever having had a boyfriend, she decided to take up on Grandma May's offer. Serenity had saved the old lady by chance and came to know that Grandma May was trying to marry off her grandson, Zachary York, who had trouble settling down. 20 minutes later, Serenity got off to her pit stop at City Hall. "Serenity." A familiar voice summoned her attention the moment she got out of the car. It was Grandma May. Grandma May. As Serenity hurried over, she took notice of a towering yet distant figure standing next to Grandma May. He must be Zachary, her husband. Be at a closer distance, Serenity was dumbstruck after getting a load of Zachary's face. According to Grandma May, her eldest grandson, Zachary had no luck with the ladies despite hitting 30. Needless to say, Grandma May was worried sick. Serenity had always assumed that he must be hideous. After all, she heard that Zachary had a high-paying job up the corporate ladder in a major group. Now that they had met face-to-face, Serenity realized that she had gotten it all wrong. Zachary was attractive and carried himself with an air of aloofness. Standing next to Grandma May with a sour face, he appeared standoffish and gave off vibes to stay away from him. Serenity's gaze strayed to a black MPV parked nearby. Judging by the logo, it was a national car rather than some multi-million-dollar vehicle. Serenity deduced that the economic difference between her and Zachary was not that far off. She and an old friend from school had started a bookshop at the entrance of Wiltspun's school. During her free time, Serenity would also knit little knickknacks to sell online. The sales were not too bad. In a month, she could bring home a steady income of $20,000. The same amount in Wiltspun would position her among the white collars. That was why she could afford to hand her sister $5,000 for living expenses. Nevertheless, her brother-in-law had no clue about her earnings. Serenity told her sister to pocket $3,000 and only disclose the remaining $2,000 to her husband. "Serenity, this is my oldest grandson, Zachary. He's a 30-year-old man and can't even get himself out there. Although he's not the warmest person, he's attentive and considerate. You saved my life, and we've known each other for 3 months. Trust me that I won't recommend a bad man to you." Taking in his Nana's description of him, Zachary looked askance at Serenity, icily and profoundly without saying a word. Perhaps he had grown immune to her grumbles. Serenity knew that Grandma May had 3 sons, and each gave her 3 grandsons, blessing her with 9 grandsons. Since a granddaughter was missing in Grandma May's life, she sought that affinity with Serenity. Although blushing, Serenity openly extended her right hand to Zachary and introduced herself with a smile. "Hello, Mr. York. I'm Serenity Hunt." Zachary's penetrating gaze scanned Serenity from head to toe and back. With Nana clearing her throat, he reached out his right hand for a shake, albeit his voice reflected an icy tone. "Zachary." After the handshake, Zachary raised his left hand to look at the time before informing Serenity. "I'm a busy man. Let's get it done and over with." Serenity hummed in acknowledgement. Grandma May jumped in. "Go on inside to sort out the paperwork. I'll wait for you here." "Nana, get into the car. It's a hot day out," Zachary said as he helped Nana into the car. Through his actions, Serenity was able to agree with Grandma May's statement that Zachary might be callous, but his heart was in the right place. Although they were strangers, Grandma May mentioned that Serenity could move out of her sister's place into an apartment Zachary owned and paid for in full after the marriage. It could reassure her sister that Serenity was in good hands and end the arguments in the apartment because of her. It was only a marriage of convenience. Soon, Zachary returned to Serenity's side and uttered, "Let's go." "Sure." Serenity quietly followed him into City Hall.at the registry office. Zachary urged Serenity. Ms. Hunt, you can still change your mind if you don't want to go through with this. It doesn't matter what my Nana says. Marriage is a huge commitment, not to be taken lightly. He was hoping Serenity had second thoughts because he had no intention of marrying a woman he had just met. I won't back out on a promise. It took Serenity a few days to consider before reaching a decision. Now that she had made up her mind, she was not going to go back on her word. There was nothing more Zachary could say at that point. He took out his document and placed it in front of the officer. Serenity did the same. The pair swiftly went through the formalities in less than 10 minutes. Once the officer issued the marriage license, Zachary fished out a bunch of keys from his pocket and gave them to Serenity. He said, "The house I bought is in Brinfield. Nana told me that you own a bookshop near Wiltspoon School. My place isn't too far from your workplace. It'll take around 10 minutes by bus. Do you have a driver's license? If you do, you can get a car. I can help with the down payment while you will be responsible for the monthly payment. It'll be easier for you to commute to work. I can get very busy at work, so you won't see me much. There will be business trips too. Don't mind me. Just look after yourself. I'll wire the household expenses to you on the 10th of every month when the salary is out. One more thing. For convenience's sake, we should keep our marriage a secret for the time being." Zachary must have held a high rank in the office because he went on and on without giving Serenity a chance to speak. Serenity only said yes to the marriage, so she did not become the reason for arguments between her sister and her brother-in-law. Marriage was Serenity's ticket out of the house while still giving her sister peace of mind. It was only a marriage of convenience. With Zachary handing her the keys to the house, she gladly accepted them. "I have a driver's license, but a car isn't in my plans right now. I usually get to work on an e-bike. I just replaced the batteries on the bike, so it would be a shame not to ride it." Mr. York, are we splitting the bills?" Despite her sister and brother-in-law marrying for love, her brother-in-law proposed to go Dutch as if her sister was taking advantage of him. It took a lot of time and effort to care for a child, get groceries, cook and manage house chores. A man who had never been through it himself would think their wife had it easy at home with simply caring for a child, cooking and cleaning. Since she and Zachary had never met prior to signing the papers, Serenity would feel more at ease if they went halves. Without a second thought, Zachary replied sullenly, "I have the means to support my wife and our little family. No need to share the costs." Serenity smiled. All right then. She was not one to freeload without contribution. Whatever was needed in the house, Serenity planned to pay it out of her pocket. Serenity was already saving on rent anyway. It was all about the give and take as well as mutual understanding to live together in harmony. Zachary lifted his left arm to look at the time before saying to Serenity, "I need to get back to work. You can take my car home or hail a cab. I'll reimburse the fare. I'll drive Nana to my brother's. That reminds me. Let's exchange numbers to reach one another." Serenity took out her phone and saved his contact. "I'll get a cab. I should leave you to your work." "Okay. Call me if you need me." Prior to leaving, Zachary gave her $200 for the cab, but Serenity refused. However, she immediately grabbed the money when he scowled. Zachary walked on ahead instead of stepping out of City Hall together with Serenity as newlyweds. He made a beeline to his car. "Where's my granddaughter-in-law?" Seeing that only his grandson made it out, Grandma May asked skeptically, "You went in together. Why didn't you leave together? Did you change your mind or did Serenity change hers?" Zachary fastened his seat belt before pulling out the marriage license. Turning around, he gave the license to Nana. "We got the papers. I need to hurry back for a meeting at the office." I gave her $200 to get a cab. "Gran, I'll drive you up to the crossroad ahead. The bodyguard will take you home." You shouldn't ditch Serenity no matter how busy you are. Hold on. Don't drive until Serenity is out. You can return to work once you take her back. Grandma May wanted to get off, but the door was locked. "Gran, I married her as you wished, but you can't dictate everything else I do. I'm the one living with her, so it's my call. I'll observe on my own time and be the judge of her character. I won't make the marriage official if she doesn't pass the test." Grandma May murmured. Divorce is not an option in our family. Well, that depends on whether you've picked a wife who's worth spending the rest of my days with, Zachary remarked as he started the car. Punk. No husband would act like this. How could you drive away and abandon your bride right after you got married? Grandma May knew that since her oldest grandson had made the biggest concession by marrying Serenity, he refused to budge in other matters. It was not like she could do anything about it. Her grandson might make Serenity a grass widow if Grandma May pushed him too far. Serenity would be the victim in all of this. Zachary let his Nana tear into him that he would make Serenity happy if she deserved it. Had she been lying to Nana and putting up a facade, Zachary would divorce her 6 months later. Serenity could still find another man since he kept the marriage under wraps and had no plans for sexual contact. After driving for 10 minutes, he pulled over at an intersection. There were a few luxury sedans parked there. One of them was a Rolls-Royce. Zachary pulled up by the road and got down from the car before tossing the keys to an awaiting bodyguard. He instructed, "Take the old missus home." "I'm not going back. I want to stay with you and spend time with my new granddaughter-in-law." Grandma May put up a fuss. Nevertheless, her darling grandson had got into the Rolls-Royce, turning a deaf ear to her protests. She could only watch as her oldest grandson drove off in the luxury sedan. Zachary was, in fact, the mover and shaker of Wiltspoon's corporate world. He was the heir to the richest family in Wiltspoon with a net worth of $100 billion. Ruthless B** starred. Grandma May cussed her grandson out and muttered under her breath bitterly, "I'll wait for karma to strike when you fall in love with Serenity." No amount of anger could get her grandson back here. By the time Grandma May picked up the phone to call Serenity, the latter was sitting in a cab on her way home. "Serenity, Zach is swamped with work. Don't take it to heart." Feeling the marriage license that was stuffed in her pocket, Serenity answered, "I can understand, Grandma May. I don't mind it at all. Don't feel bad. He's paying for my fare. I'm already on my way home." "You're married to Zach now. Am I still Grandma May to you?" Serenity was caught in a daze for a moment before calling her Gran. The old lady happily accepted the new title. "We're a family now, Serenity. Tell me if Zach ever picks on you. I'll have your back." It took forever for her grandson to get a wife. There was no way Grandma May would allow him to step all over Serenity.